One.
Hi everyone! Today we're going to talk about production service agreements in the film industry. How to produce, or actually to co-produce, a movie on foreign soil. We'll be talking today about international co-productions, how they were and how they are, the search for a foreign co-producer or box company, the requirements to obtain their interest, the different kinds of co-producers, the reason to search and do a production on foreign soil has roots in the story itself, in the searching of sharing the risk, in exploiting different ways of shooting on different locations, diversifying the product, advantages from the local subsidy pre-sales in those countries where you're shooting. There were a lot of international bilateral treaties by the means of which the nationality of a product would have stretched with all of its advantages. But as you can imagine, the paperwork and the sharing of the risks, copyright, and the sharing of the profits arising from the exploitation on the rest of the world and also locally encumbered a lot of difficulties, mutual trust. With the advent of a more competitive scheme of tax credit and tax shelters in various countries, so today we're seeing a great number of productions where the main producer holds the bulk of the risk, hires basically a local producer, a box company, in order to deliver a finished product with the budget being paid by the principal. Here are the practical requirements to enter. The main producer has to control the rights, the intellectual property rights, in order to package both financially and artistically, at least a good portion, if not totally, the product itself. Through a production service agreement, commonly called as PSA, the parties agree, the first one to instruct the box company, called co-producer, certain activities to be rendered in exchange of a producer fee. The production company, the local production company, will require, obviously, a total harmless situation regarding the cash flow of money that will have to support, in all instances, the payment of the crew members and all of those costs that inserted in the local budget attached to the production service agreement will be of his responsibility. Responsibility, that is the main issue in all production service agreements, because the local company has to be careful it is not exposed beyond the capability of the bank account made available by the committing party, by the principal abroad. And that is detailed and disciplined in the production service agreement through a scheduled cash flow that will allow the local company to pay in due time and not to suffer any exposures. Then, in the production service agreement, there is also an important part regarding the tax credit benefits, which have to be filed within given time in order to allow the principal company to take advantage once there is a wrap-up. In many countries there are different systems. In Italy there is a tax credit, not a tax rebate or tax shelter, by the means of which money must be spent upon eligible costs in order to generate that tax credit that at the end of the production is an economical and financial advantage to the committing party. The production company will charge a producer fee on the budget itself in terms of percentages, and perhaps also have a credit in the movies once it's released. The VAT is also another issue that we will deal with separately. What is also very important in the production service agreement is that it is properly contractually constructed, meaning that the annexes to be contained, initialized, and be essential party to the contract are fundamental. I'll give you, for example, just two, which sometimes are forgotten, and that is a very huge mistake. Purchase orders template, bank account indication, amount of the double signature required to pay. Last but not least, the going in final budget, which is used as a document to file for the local tax credit, but is also the pathway along which a collaboration between the principal producer and the local box company collaborate.